Urgh! The Immortal John Hancock here, and today I'm talking about my biggest disappointment of 2018. Now, there were some big ones. I had an arcade machine sent to me defective. I had some game companies send me some cheap knockoff stuff that wasn't great. And, you know, there were some things that could have gone better in 2018. But there was one that kind of topped them all. And it really ends up being the PlayStation Classic for me personally. And so I want to talk about it. I waited to talk about this on my channel. I didn't want to spend money on it after hearing everything about it and my friends talking about it. Thankfully, a local YouTuber, Sasquatch Gaming, reached out to me and says, hey, you can borrow mine for a review or what to look at, etc. Borrow it as long as you want. And I said, sure. So let's check it out. All right. I thought it'd be kind of cool to compare the original PlayStation to the PlayStation Classic. And, you know, here's the original PlayStation. I featured this in some other videos. And this is my original PlayStation. The original. I've had it in my collection a long time. Got my original PlayStation used. My first PlayStation I had. I actually had to turn it over to make it work properly. It's kind of a funny story. Original controller. And here is the PlayStation Classic. And so I do like the box. The box has a nice design to it. And, you know, it has, on the back here, it shows the games that are included in it. And, you know, there's some good choices. And there's some ones I'm like scratching my head like, why didn't you do this? So the PlayStation, it's cute. It's tiny. You know, this is the size of it compared to original PlayStation. It is exactly what it advertises. Here's the back here, and you know, it's definitely just trying to mimic the NES Classic, and they're going after that same market. Big problem though, $100. This is $100. That's right. I think that price point is all wrong. You know, this is a great disposable kind of, hey, this is kind of cute. Let's you know, market this towards that disposable kind of, you know, retro console. Not at $100. $100 is all wrong. You know, the NES Classic was $60. The Super NES SNES Classic was $80, and this at $100. Nope. And it does come with two controllers. You know, and the controllers are okay. You know, it's got a decent feel to it. A little bit cheaper and lighter than the original, but you know, it's okay. Should have a DualShock, by the way. A DualShock. You know, this was the original PlayStation controller, but come on, guys. Anyways, I could go on and on. You know, one thing you notice, it does not include a USB connector. At $100, it should come with a USB connector, and it doesn't. And that's very infuriating. It's like, come on, guys. Don't pull some at-games thing that you're not going to include, you know, a cable or an adapter. You know, include everything in the box to plug this in. Oh, it gets me so mad. I hate when companies cheap out on things. So you boot up the PlayStation Classic and you're given a very simplistic menu. Lazy in my opinion. And so you have a list of these games. Half of these games do not belong on here. So you have, you know, Puzzle Fighter 2, yay. You know, Siphon Filter, okay, that's alright. Tekken 3, awesome. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, terrible. This doesn't need to be long on here. I don't know why it's on here. Twisted Metal 1, really? Not Twisted Metal 2? You know, the one that was superior to this one in every way, shape, and form? Wild Arms, probably one of the best picks on this. Now, I'm just baffled at pretty much the direction they went with this product. It came down to licensing, I get that. But there's, you know, easily 10 other games that I would have put on here versus some of these. Now, Wild Arms, awesome pick. I think everybody in the gaming world can agree that this was a great pick for them. Battle Arena Toshinden, I hate this game. I don't think it's aged well. And, you know, with Tekken 3 on there, why did they choose this game? Come on, guys. Cool Borders 2, eh. Destruction Derby, okay. Final Fantasy 7 absolutely needs to be on here. I'm glad it's on here. The original Grand Theft Auto, novelty. I'm not a big fan of the series. I think for people that are fans, they can go back and play the original. Okay, I understand why that's on here. Intelligent Cube, surprised to see that on here, but okay. That's kind of an expensive game to collect, so for on that aspect, okay, I can see why it's here. Jumping Flash, I know there's fans of that game. I'm not a fan. Metal Gear Solid absolutely needs to be on here. Mr. Driller, I don't know. I don't know if it's good enough to be on here. Oddworld, absolutely. I'm glad this is on here. Rayman, absolutely. Glad it's on here. Resident Evil Director's Cut, absolutely. Persona, awesome. R4, Ridge Racer Type 4, biggest disappointment on here. I'm sorry. You know what? Why is Gran Turismo not on here? Why is Symphony of the Night on here? Why is Silent Hill not on here? Why is Tony Hawk Pro Skater not on here? Like, come on. I mean, it just gets me mad of the games that they chose for this collection. Honestly, I expect more from Sony, and Sony could have done a better job with this. Now, of these games, there's performance issues, okay? And half the games don't work right. Jumping Flash is the PAL ROM, which means it's approximately running at 50 hertz. And the long story short, it runs slower. And my favorite game of all time, Tekken 3, runs slower. Ooh, Resident Evil Director's Cut, runs slower. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, the game that should have never been on here, runs slower. Grand Theft Auto, a game I don't really care about, but runs slower. And so, yes, I know you can hack this and mess around with things, but half the games for the general public are not going to run optimally, and people are going to ask questions. Here's the funny thing. I guess you can hack a Super Nintendo Classic, and you can put PlayStation games on there, and guess what? They run better! And I think that's kind of funny that a competitor can, in their classic emulation box that they're selling for cheaper money, by the way, runs better. Alright, here's Tekken 3, and before I go into Tekken 3, I have another complaint about this. You go down here to guides, and you get this. That's right, you have to use your phone to go on the PlayStation.com PS Classic website, and you get a very generic manual that is just talking about gameplay. You couldn't even include the flippin' manual on this. You know, were you that lazy or cheap that you couldn't even include the manual? You know, any type of history background of why in the heck you chose this on here? I just get really upset and frustrated with big companies such as Sony that don't give a crap about their history, taking a lazy way out, a cash grab. I'm sorry, it's a cash grab. I mean, to make something honoring such a wonderful console and to go the lazy way and have this really simplistic menu and to not care about any of their history and to just kind of throw it out there, it's really frustrating. And so you don't even get a manual. You have to go on the website using your phone. You know, people don't want that. People want to go on here. They want to experience a game. They want to see that, you know, Sony actually cares about the history. Well, they don't with this menu or the manual. It's just stupid. Oh my gosh, it gets me mad. So, you load it up. And by the way, I have a very strong connection to this game. And I'm not going to show a bunch of games. You know, there's tons of footage out there talking about the different games. I don't need to show a bunch of the games because you kind of know what you're getting. You're getting a half-baked product from a company that knows better. And maybe they don't. But it just gets me so frustrated that, you know, they have such a great opportunity to honor, their legacy with their first console, and to botch it this much is just I don't even know what to say other than the fact that it's more than infuriating. Now, back in the day, I solved a lot of things by playing Tekken with my buddy, Alan McCarley. And we solved all sorts of discussions. We played a lot of Tekken. You know, I haven't played this in quite a bit, but you know, Tekken's Tekken. And I could tell it's running slow. It's not running optimally. This was a game that I loved playing on the PlayStation. It ran smooth, and it's not running at 60 frames a second. And it's just, it frustrates me that, okay, so you want people to be excited about playing a game, and you have some idiot somewhere who doesn't know how to put together a console, put the PAL ROM on here, and it's just a huge oversight. You know, overall, there are some positives about the PlayStation Classic, but to blunder such a nostalgic, iconic console, this could have been 10 times better. Everything from the price point is terrible. The game selection could have been better, not including a USB plug-in. I mean, gets me so mad if I really think about it. PlayStation, you're better than this. This thing could have been a lot better. Instead, you had some corporate suit put it together. You didn't have a gamer overlook and see something you probably spent a lot of money putting this together. And I'm disappointed. I think Sony's better than this. I think it's a cash grab, and I think it could have been 10 times better than this. So avoid this. I don't care if it can be hacked. I know that you can change things on it. It's not worth it. They're sitting at stores right now currently. I went to Walmart, and they're just sitting there. Nobody's caring about it. Nobody's buying it. Everybody's moving on and getting other things because, honestly, there's better ways to play PlayStation games. Thank you so much for continuing to tune in to my humble channel as I march towards 80,000 subs. I want to thank Sasquatch Gaming for loaning this device for me to check out, and I'm having fun doing videos, and this one was a cool one to do. Finally talking about it on my channel. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. You have totally made my holiday. This is the immortal John Hancock. You take care.